give a big round of applause. Welcome, Jordan along.
Very, very nice to see you guys. Some of you guys may have been to my camp or coaching clinic that we did at Baldwin High School last year, but truly loved it. We're gonna do something very, very similar to what we did last year, and that's I'm gonna put these guys through a workout. And I was telling them a little bit in advance, like, it's gonna be a lot of start-stop. I'm very interactive when I do these sessions with coaches, and I want you guys to kind of see not just the skill concepts that we're working on, but exactly what Paul was talking about and how we engage and how we interact. At my facility in Irvine, empathy is pretty much everything. We have this really amazing statement. It's be the thermostat, not the thermometer. And that's something that stuck out with me. Pastor Rick Warren, who's the lead pastor at the church that I went to in Orange County. It was in one of his sermons, was be the thermostat, not the thermometer. And it stuck with me a ton. When we're out there as a coach on the court with our athletes, we want to be the ones controlling the temperature, not telling the temperature. It's really easy when you have a group of athletes, whether it's 4, whether it's 10, whether it's more, to just kind of go with the flow. If they're acting up, you just kind of like ride it out, looking at your watch, saying, oh man, 45 minutes left, like got to get through this. But we're out there to set the tone and how we connect with our athletes, how we communicate with our athletes, the love and genuine passion or control of the room that we have is very, very important. So as you guys kind of come through the night or go through the night, I'll be dropping little hints or little things, little themes of how we operate on my court, both at courtside in Port Melbourne, as well as in Irvine, California. But for the most part, it's something that is extremely, extremely important to me are the intrinsic values that are kind of expressed and portrayed during a workout. As a trainer, or if you guys are getting through as a coach, and you do have, as Paul said, you do have days or nights where it's like, oh, only 40% of the group can make it. Understanding our core 5 principles, or core principles, are extremely important. Whenever there's less numbers, or you guys feel like you can't run a proper practice, make sure we always get finishing, shooting, ball handling, a bit of IQ, and defense. So finishing, anything at the rim. We have 4 types of finishes that we focus on. The rest, angles, can all be altered. But we have underhand, overhand, side hand, and inverted hand finishes. Those are going to be the 4 things that you can rock through in any and all angles with defender on you, with live or 1-on-0, but just focusing on each one of those 4 actions with the hands. Your ball handling can be something like we do that you'll see very shortly. Something for your warm-up. We'll do it in a very dynamic setting for our ball handling. We'll also stagnate it. So I'll have the boys doing some confrontation a little bit. Having your ball handling that can work on a myriad of options, but getting the timing down from upper body to lower body, which we'll also talk about here in a moment. We have our shooting, quantitative action. I'm bouncing off based off the group. Like I'm very loose structure. So I'll come into a workout having zero idea what it is that I'm going to be working on, just an overarching theme. So whatever that theme may be, regardless or based off of the numbers and the people that I have, it's very easy for me to conform to the workout, the flow of the workout. Not saying that's for everybody. I'm saying that with all respect and understanding that as a coach, you need to formulate a proper workout plan that is, or a coaching plan that is extremely hard structure. I come from an era where all coaches had the little paper sticking out of their belt loop, and I started as my training journey as such, where I had that paper out of my belt. Every 3 minutes, I was stopping to get water break. Every 5 minutes, regardless of the direction or the development of the athletes, I was moving on to the next session. And then I realized in the development phase, development isn't linear like that. So if you guys are conforming to more of a training route by adjusting your coaching schedule or coaching workout, then you need to understand that area. It'd be a little bit more loose structure. The IQ portion, put your athletes in some bit of, not necessarily live, but some bit of action. So our most important action is going to be a dribble handoff. Dribble handoffs get us comfortable with understanding how to come off screens or come off an action where we engage with an athlete, and it allows us to play both lateral, out to space, and downhill. And then the last one was live action, or defense, and that's in live action. So we'll have the boys compete a little bit. We'll do a drill that is one of our most basic or standardized drills for a live one-on-one setting, especially when you have a small number of group, and I'll talk to you guys through it. As we go, I'm going to be calling on you guys for what did you see? Like, I don't want this just to be something that I'm spewing knowledge at you or you guys are just sitting there and accepting. I want you to be ingrained and involved. As a trainer, as a coach, our eyes aren't always looking to what the next thing is. We are very present in what we are trying to dissect. And we need to understand how to be able to take a whole group, be able to throw workout out there, throw drills out there, and know how to dissect little things. Also in my gym, every one of our athletes goes through an evaluation process. I've never worked with, have I worked with any of you? Lovely. I've never worked with any one of these guys, so they've never been through my eval process. But an evaluation process gives me an understanding, and all of my trainers on staff, gives us an understanding of where our asset line lies in each one of our main skill concepts. So anything above that asset line, we do tangible metric drills that give us a score, a tangible score. So we have a 4-minute stop separation drill that we do, tells us what their feet look like, tells us how well they can shoot out of the mid-range, push through fatigue shooting. We have a 10-minute shooting drill, shows us how they move, their body's movements, getting into shots. We have a 4-minute three-point drill, tells us their abilities to be able to shoot behind the line. We have a 7-minute finishing drill, tells us our finishing ability with all those under, over, side, and inverted hand. We have a 90-second ball handling series, a 70-second sprint, and all these things compile to figure out where our athlete's asset line is. So going into a workout, whether it be for our team that we have an AAU team in the States, or whether it be just for a random group session or an individual skill session, all of my trainers, including myself, know exactly where the asset lines of the individuals lie on our team. For you guys as coaches, you don't need necessarily my myriad of tangible metric drills, but figure out a way where you guys can get a basic understanding or a generalized understanding on the exact metrics that your athletes have. So what is it from a quantitative perspective? And you could do 5 shots from each spot for threes. You can do a 90-second ball handling drill of cross between behind. Something where you have tangible numbers for each one of your athletes. And that way you as a coach can go and be like, okay, Timmy needs to work on this a little bit more, or Johnny's struggling with this, or Lockie's, focal point is this. So when you go through drills in a very privatized setting where you don't have all your athletes there, it makes it really easy to kind of get the most out of them. So with that all being said, it was just kind of a general foundation of who I am. We'll talk a little bit more as we go, as things arise. I'm excited to actually do what I do and train some people. So thank you guys for having me. Boys, grab a rock. We can grab balls, yeah, we can. Perfect, I know they're not molten. Eek, sorry. Hey, get your butts over here. Let's get it, boys. Yeah, let's get it. I want you guys lining up on the sideline with ball at hand. First thing we have, we're just gonna go skip, push, pull to the inline with the right hand. When you get to the inline, come back with the left. Ready? Skip, push, pull, go. Oh my goodness, you got the whole freaking half court? Why are we running on top of each other, boys? Goodness gracious. Step slide, face the wall, ball and backhand. Push, pull. Ball in left, coming back, go. Back pedal, still same thing with our skip, push, pull, go. Let's get it, Kieran. What's your name, dude? Ethan? Ethan. Name? Tom. Lockie. Knew there was going to be a Lockie in this group. Your name? Dennis. Daniel. Aiden. Have I worked with you before? Oh, you look super, super familiar.
Jed.
Jed, nice to meet you, Jed.
Jack.
Jack, let's get a Jack. Freaking Jack. That's an easy one. Word alliteration. Space out a little bit more, boys. As we start going through this, one thing that we can always control, and one thing that's a very, very mature skill, is understanding space. Space is always our constant. Whether we're training with it, whether we're on the court, space is our constant where we can always find consistency throughout our time on floor. When you guys start a workout as coaches, as collegiate coaches or professional coaches, when we look at athletes who have no concept of space, running into each other, crammed, that's a red flag, right? So any moment you guys get on court, any moment that you guys are going through a drill, make sure we have a concept of space. If somebody's in the wrong spot or you see an open space, get to that space so that we have space to operate. Sound good? Probably one of the earliest things in your athlete's journey for them to understand is that constant. If they can understand the space, the spots on the floor, if they can understand how to carry themselves in a drill, then you guys are going to be able to have control over a workout. And they're going to be able to have control over a game. A lot of times when athletes get into positions where we feel uncomfortable or awkward or it's a new setting, that's when we start letting go of that space because we feel like we don't own it. For you guys today, I want you guys to have a presence. Who cares if the coaches are watching? Have a presence. Don't just be present here. Understood? Every step you take, you own that step. Understood? Yeah. Okay, angled skips now. Skipping an angle, ball in the right hand. Go. Yeah. Ethan, Kieran, Dennis? Are you Dennis? Rob? What, Tom? Tom, Lockie.
Lennox.
What?
Lennox, not Dennis.
Oh, Lennox. My bad, fam. My bad. Not even close. My bad. Push, pull, wide base. Tight feet, quick hands. Go. Keep working, boys. Keep working, boys. Keep working, boys. Coming back. Ball left. Go. Yeah, Tom. You got no left hand, Tom. Control your base a little bit. You're just trying to get through the series. Quick feet. Now we're going to go 2 in and outs, loaded, 1 dribble lifted. 2 in and outs, loaded, 1 dribble lifted. Go! Okay, pause, hold. Control your pace, control your depth. Okay? Control pace, 2 loaded, make them quick. 1 lifted, make it slow. 2 loaded, quick. 1 lifted, slow. Go! Nice, Lockie. Yeah, Lennox, you got no left hand either. Sweet baby, Jesus. So as we go through like our warm-up, I love doing series where we have skips. I love the action of push-pull, things that are going to allow our athlete to find their dribble step, which is really, really important. Every time we put the dribble down with ball in right hand, my left foot is going to be in the act of stepping. Whenever I put the dribble down my left, my right foot is going to be in the act of stepping. It's called our dribble step. If you ever have athletes that struggle with handling the basketball, it's probably because they don't understand the proper dribble step timing. So a great drill for you guys to work on if you are working with kids that are like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, even some of these guys might struggle with it, is to take like mid-circle or a half circle and just have your athletes run around that circle so they can figure out how to run at an angle, finding that dribble step. The other thing is we love to teach in depths when we handle the basketball. Basketball is not played at one consistent level of low. It's played at different depths. We also love to teach the pace. So we have that quick tempo, we'll throw in a slow. We have a quick, we throw in a slow as we lift that body. But just a great, you can change up this type of warm-up or this type of attack into anything you want, just focusing on depth, pace, and dribble step angles. Now, boys, space out just a little bit more. We're going to go in and out at midline. Attack with your dribble in right hand. When you get to the midline, one quick shift on the in and out. When you get to the opposite end line, come back with the left hand. Shift in and out at midline. Ready? Go! Good. Same thing coming back. Go. Ooh, struggle bus. That's all right. Same thing, ball in right hand, double in and out. Quick. Go! Yeah. Good. Now we got in and out push cross. Shift in and out. Push the ball over the frame. Ready, go! In and out under cross. Go! Yeah, nice, Kieran. Push it, baby, come on. In and out through. Shift in and out, go through. Go! Yeah, Jack! Ah! In and out, skip and wrap. In and out, skip and wrap. Go! Yeah, tough. What's your name again? Daniel. Great job, Daniel. In and out, stutter jab. 1, 2, 3 at the midline. So every time you shift, as the ball's going down, stutter, and then shift your body opposite. Ready? Go! Not bad. I see you, Lennox. Let's get it, Lock. Solid. What did you guys notice?
They are dodging.
Oh, sorry. I'm deaf in my right ear. I never know where sound is coming from. What was that?
Kept making it harder.
Kept making it harder a little bit, yeah. What was the constant in that dribble pattern?
Control of the ball.
Control of the ball.
And also they're running
In and out.
In and out. So in and out is probably one of the easiest ways to teach athletes how to conform to the ball. And when we work on ball handling, we need to understand what our entire body is doing, what our steps are doing, what our off shoulder is doing, off arm is doing, what our eyes are doing. In and outs is just that. It's a very efficient move. It's one of those foundational moves that younger athletes or beginner level athletes, intermediate athletes, advanced level athletes, there's always forms of the in and out. It works at all stages of the game and allows us to understand a little bit more of our fluidity. I'd say about 60% of this group can do an in and out above an asset line. So for me, as a coach, what I would do is I would say, boys, every day we're going to be doing in and outs. It's going to be part of the warm-up, part of the workout. I want us all to have that ball on a string. I want us to understand how to shift our upper body and look opposite when we hit that turn dribble. So when we get into a game, whether we're attacking downhill or whether we're in a set, we know how to use that in and out to set up our defender every single time. Got it? What else did we notice? About their performance or about the instruction, what did you guys notice?
Always a change of speed.
What was that?
Always a change of speed.
Always a change of speed? Do you think they changed their speed very well?
It was depending on how comfortable they felt with the ball.
Yeah, you saw that? A lot of them, when the progressions or when the moves got a little bit more difficult, they started becoming very safe. So usually when we see safe actions or safe activity, it shows itself in lifted bodies and monotonous pace. So not to put, what was your name again? Jed. When Jed was going through it, sorry to push you on blast, Jed. When Jed was going through it, especially when the ball was in his left hand, he was very, very stiff with his actions. Steps were a little bit awkward. Your dribble step timing was a little bit off, and that's not a problem. when I would see that, I would pull him off to the side, I'd give him to one of my assistant coaches, and I'd really rep out his dribble step timing, his fluidity. I'd talk to him about putting himself in a position to fail forward. And too often, in the States especially, we don't give our kids a comfortable space or arena to fail forward. One of our business mantras in the States is embrace the suck. I'm all about embracing the suck, embracing the thing that we cannot get or that we suck at. When we get into a position as a coach where we can create an environment where kids feel like they can embrace that fear of failure or not have the fear of failure and embrace those moments of opportunity for advancement and development, that's when we're doing it right. If you lead with your teaching in a place of, I want to get to know you, I want to get to help you, it's going to help out for the better. Kids are going to develop a lot faster. Did anybody see what I went and did as I progressed? You clapping? Oh. What did I do though? I did just that. As you guys were progressing, I was clapping the whole time, clapping for most of the time. I want them to understand that I am watching, I'm not just dictating to them. I'm there, I'm with them, I want them to go and push themselves. What else was I doing? What was that?
You're talking to them.
Talking to them. When you go to talk to somebody, what do you got to do first? What was your name? Adrian. I'm Jordan. Pleasure to meet you. Introduce yourself. And I know you guys know your athletes on the floor. I don't know them from Adam. But if I step into their world for the hour that we have, if you guys can connect with your athlete, yo, how was school today? What'd you guys do this weekend? It gives them the opportunity to open that door to feel more comfortable and more confident. And I know I say this, some of the things we talk about tonight, guys, isn't going to hit. And not everything that we talk about is something that you guys got to push forward. But a lot of what we do with high level of success is we create a culture in all the facilities that I'm a part of. And that culture is one that breeds development. Got it? There you are. There you are. Okay, what we're going to do now, guys, we're going to go to confrontation. Everybody's going to partner up. I know we have an odd number. I'm going to take somebody, probably, yeah. Whoever doesn't have one, you'll be with me. Yeah, yeah? Yeah? Who doesn't have one? My guy, you're with me, fam. Let's get it. Did you get upset at somebody? Yourself? Yes, you did, boy. Woo. Kind of nervous to be with you now. So what we're going to do, guys, so the coaches can see you, we're going to face each other. Sorry, we're not going to face each other. Person with the ball is going to be, we're going to have one ball per group. Person with the ball is going to be facing these coaches. Other person on defense is going to be putting their chest right into the shoulder of your opponent. Shoulder, right into my shoulder. There you go. We're going to have you guys, so 1, 2, 1, 2. You guys are going to be on that side facing those coaches. You three and me are going to be on this sideline. The first thing we have, boys, we're going to go to confrontation, bumps. So it's something that we'll do a ton of in the States, something that's so important. It's just understanding how to accept contact and give contact. So on defense, what we're going to have, 30 seconds, we're going to have ball in right hand. I want defense to be leaning on my frame. On the second dribble we take, we're just going to work on creating contact, creating pressure contact. So we'll have defense up to body, 1, 2, and we're going to just create that little contact separation. Get to where you can see me, Jed. Jack, over here, get to where you can see me. Ball is going to be in right hand, 1, 2, we lift. They connect, 1, 2, we lift. Connect, 1, 2, we lift. You guys got that? Embrace the suck. It might not be perfect, doesn't need to be perfect, but get to position, one player, one athlete, and we're just creating that contact. You're with me, bud. Ready. Ball in right hand. You don't need to go that far, just right here on the red line. Ready. Right hand start. There it is. Ready. Go. Oh. Take 2. Connect 1. 2. No. On the second bounce you take, lift me. No, that's a push. Underneath. 1, 2. Have that leverage to lift. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, a little better. 1, 2. Good, switch. Switch! Ball in left. Same person, ball handling, ball in left. Ready, go. 2. Underneath. Connect, you're not connected.
Yeah.
Connect. 1, and then the second dribble you take, boom. Second dribble you take as the ball goes down, lift up with your shoulder. 1. Connect with him, Kieran. Oh, not bad. 1, 2. Oh, not good. 1, 2. Oh, horrible, freaking horrible. Oh, that's so bad. Oh my goodness. 1, 2. Oh, I'm done with you. I can't stand it. Switch. Ready, same thing. 30 seconds, opposing player. Ready, go. I'm just gonna watch as we go through these reps. Oh my goodness. Oh my. You guys are just like dinosaurs throwing your bodies, like your giraffes throwing your necks into each other. What are you doing? Hold. Raise your hand out of this group if you had any idea what you were just doing or trying to accomplish. You? Go through a couple reps. I want 15 seconds, ball in your dominant hand. Go. Hold. Not bad. Now, when we go through a rep, we need to understand that this is a connective piece of our body, and this is an extensive piece of our body. We connect with our shoulder, but then when we take that second dribble, we can extend and get additional space with our elbow. Call it our chicken wing, right? You did grasp the concept, but you made it more bump or more punch contact rather than pressure. When you guys go through like a series like this, understand what the objective is. What is our objective for understanding how to handle pressure? What is it? What is your objective? When you handle the basketball and you have pressure, what are you trying to do? Huh? Protect, that's it? Beat them. How do we beat them? By creating what? Creating space. So as you get to a position right here where we're accepting contact, when you guys were watching me, understand what the objective is. When you guys have that defender on frame, you're trying to create enough contact to create separation. So now that we have the asset of drive, attack, kick, alleviate space so that way we don't lose the ball. Coaches, what did you guys see right there? What was that?
You're getting two birds with one stone, so you're actually getting the defender to learn how to set and defend properly, as well as the offensive players learn to just give that button and be comfortable with it. They get that space where you put back in. So.
One of the best teachers of offense is playing proper defense, putting your body into positions that you need to be. I became an infinitely better player in my very short professional career when I started training athletes. I did it when I was through college. My junior, senior year, I started in college. And when I started placing my body in positions where I knew the defense needed to be, it gave me a deeper understanding of what I needed to do on the offensive end. When we have our athletes do something, a simple instruction of just leaning up to the frame of the opponent, it gets us comfortable with confrontation. It gets us comfortable with putting our bodies in positions that on defense that we're normally or naturally don't want to get into, and allows us to feel. The deepest level of learning is feel. So it's our job as coaches not to just dictate, not to just teach, but to let them feel what it takes to have success. So as you guys go through this next series, understand that it's not just an offensive series. This is as much a defensive presence that I want you to feel. So when you don't have the ball in your hand, allow that shoulder, when you don't have the ball in your hand, allow that shoulder to lean or that chest to lean on your opponent. When you go into this, take your second dribble. 1, 2. You're going to start feeling a lot more contact. That's an offensive foul by doing it that way, right? Next thing, what did you guys notice about the direction of their hit, their contact? Every single one of them. Very flat. I kind of give the hand motion for that. but excellent job. You were going to say it anyway. It was very flat. If we meet shoulder to shoulder, I mean, these guys were tossing their whole bodies into each other. When we meet shoulder to shoulder, we're usually going to get called for an offensive foul or not be able to establish leverage. What we want to do is we want to drop our frame and hit upward. That's going to be a great way for us to establish leverage. It's a great way for us to lift our opponent off the ground. It's something like the undersized guards need in their game, which, let's be real, there's a lot more undersized guards out there, both male and female, than there are players at 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". So understanding how to use leverage is super, super important. In our facility, we've had the privilege of having Peyton Pritchard, who might be one of the best undersized guards and using his frame, using leverage to create that separation. And this is something that he is a savage at. He knows how to get right underneath your sternum. He knows how to lift directly. And his ability to create separation is second to none. Nimbard is pretty good too. Now, boys, what we're going to do is we're going to take that concept of contact separation. We're going to bump, and then after the bump, I want you to Euro step over your teammate. Once we Euro step, I want you to float the ball to your teammate. You guys got that? Bump, contact control. Ball starts in the, we'll start ball in the right hand. We'll take our second bounce. We're going to bump, Euro, and then I want our floater to be with our dominant hand. Deal? Once you bump and float to your teammate, then they're doing the same with you. What hand are you starting with? Right. Good job there. 1, 2. It's still an offensive foul. You can't extend with your forearm. Do it again. 1, 2. Bump, Euro, float to me. We're going to do that for 1 minute straight. Deal? Let's get it. Ready? We're doing ours for 20 seconds, and then I'm going to walk around. Yeah. Ready? Go! 1, 2. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2. Better! I'm all for that. 1, 2. Yeah. Connect. Oh, you felt it. You kind of went away from it. Did you feel that? Yeah. Stay connected. 1, 2. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up, boys. Come on. More extensive. It's okay. It's okay. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Let's go. Not bad. Not good, though. 1, 2. Beautiful. Lefty, I see you. Keep it up, Kieran. Let's go. Come on. Lift him. It's leverage, Kieran. Get underneath. Oh, offensive foul. Holy crap. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent job, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, phenomenal. It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. Still super vertical. Like, get underneath the frame. I tell you two just have no, like, you got all those muscles, fam. Like, use them. But you don't need to use them so physical. Like, you can use them just with leverage. Use them quiet. Have quiet muscles. Okay? What did you guys notice? Was that better? Was it worse?
There didn't seem to be as much space with the Euro.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. You see how when we layer things, we start losing focus maybe on what the subsequent move or series was? We stack. So a lot of development, we stack. Typically, there's multiple ways to run a session. Reverse engineering is one of my favorite ways. Reverse engineering would be like I wouldn't start with a progression. This would be more progression. But I start with the most difficult iteration. And then we notice or we analyze what areas are wrong. And then we go back and reverse engineer the skill mechanic. When I'm working with coaches, I love working from a progressive standpoint because it allows you guys to see the foundation before we build on top of it. Especially when I don't know what the group is or what the group looks like, it gives me a firm foundation to lay brick on during development. What else do you guys notice? Yes, sir.
Well, a comment from me, this definitely works for the boys, but the teen girls, very difficult to see that type of contact.
Very what?
Difficult, they shy away from it.
100%. I'm going to give you a fun fact. I've worked with a lot of WNBA girls, 2 of which are my favorite clients. Don't tell Josh and Dyson. Haley Van Lith and Tahina Pau. And I've worked with them for a very long time. If you can teach women, your young girls or young female athletes, to be physical, they are going to be 70% better than anybody in their pack. The physicality aspect of it, to teach confrontation for a female, is everything. So we spend hours, me, Haley, and Tahina spent hours and hours and hours on these types of drills at an early age. I had Tahina when she was in, Tahina Pau when she was 12, and it was contact, bump, play with dudes, like understand how to use your leverage, and she is a dog. And if you can have that leg up, it's very easy to get noticed at an early age and then builds your like runway for where you're able to end up going. Not only does it do that, but it creates an absolute monster on the floor. Did you see a little bit of fear in them? Not wanting or not knowing how to occupy that space and not knowing where to go out of it? We call that understanding our real estate. A lot of players don't know kill spots. They don't know launch pads. They don't know what their real estate is. A lot of coaches don't know what a kill spot is or a launch pad is or their real estate is. If I was to ask you, what is your real estate in basketball, would anybody be confident answering that?
No.
Your real estate is the air. Oh, yep. The space that's underneath frame. So everywhere we go, we own or try to gobble up real estate. So all this space is underneath our body. If I have full control over what my upper body is doing as I'm handling the basketball, every space that I walk into, I am owning or occupying. I'm either renting or owning real estate. If I'm renting real estate, that landowner can kick me out. So a lot of these athletes look like they're renting real estate. Their bodies are lifted. They're very loose with it. They don't have a timing with the dribble. They don't understand how to create contact or pressure separation. None of them are landowners. When we go into that contact, we need to own the real estate that's underneath our frame. I need to know exactly how to step into space with my upper body so that way my lower body can follow right in suit. Does anybody know what a kill spot is? Every athlete has kill spots on the floor. If I'm a guard, playing or operating on the wing, my 45s are my kill spot. My elbows, my nail, my three-point shot from the wing, on my slides, on my shake-ups, those are my kill spots. Those are areas, high-volume areas where I'm going to score. Does anybody know what a launch pad is? Yep. Launch pads as bigs and guards are going to be the areas where we jump to finish a basket. I can have a launch pad typically for our younger athletes, even for our NBA and WNBA athletes. A launch pad is going to be a meter in any direction around the block or around the midline. This is going to be typically where I jump off of. If I'm attacking off a rip, getting to the 45 or getting to the block, at this location, I'm usually up off the floor to finish strong side or weak side. A lot of athletes, when they drive, they have no concept of their launch pad. So when they run wider, too wide, and now they get stuck in really bad positions. Letting your athlete understand where their launch pad is gives them a perspective whenever they touch the ball, so that way they can know how to operate downhill. Just a little kind of sidebar from that. Sorry. Now as we go through it, boys, I want us to go and do a 2-foot finish. We're going to take 2 bounces. I want you to bump to create that separation. Get both feet down to square up your opponent. Then go and do a step through and get back to our starting position. 1, 2. Use that leverage. Wide base. Step through. Back to starting position. Deal? Ball's going to be in the right hand as we go through. Let me coach for this one. Yeah. Okay? Ball's going to be in the right hand as we go through. Ready? Same player is handling the ball the whole time. Ready? Go! Not bad. Whoa. Understand your objective. You're creating separation to score a basket, right? Beautiful. Again, go. Boom. Not bad. Not bad. The last part was horrible, but not bad. Go. Yes, yes. Talk to me nice. Let's get it. Not bad, Lock. Good base, Lock. 1. Connect with him first, Lockie. Connect that shoulder to body. Go. Connect that shoulder to his body. Hold. So when you get through there, keep going, boys. Keep going, boys. Keep going, boys. Connect shoulder here. Now. No. Early on the first dribble. 2. Yes. Don't have this space here and then throw your shoulder into him. Start with your frame right here. 1, 2. So we can work on just pressure separation. Deal? Good. Switch. Ball in left hand. Same ball handler. Ready. Go. Love it. Love it. Oh. Oh, jack attack. Oh, jack attack. I'm struggling. Yes, Kieran. No, Kieran. Huh? Oh, yeah. Maybe the next one, yeah. Go. Hold. Excellent job, baby. What was your name again? Aiden. Aiden. Everybody clap it up for Aiden. Why are we clapping for Aiden? Why are we clapping for Aiden? Huh?
His body language.
What was that? Body language. Intensity, urgency. Had a purpose for it. What else?
Creating good separation.
What was that?
I thought he was creating good separation.
He was. What I saw is that he had the biggest development over the course of the bump phase to that. So whenever we see that, we want to give encouragement to development. And for me, that's what I thought. I thought he did great. And I have no problem singling guys out when I see that development is taking a faster pace and making sure that they understand that it is noticed or that it's felt. So hopefully that gives him a spot of encouragement going into this next series as well. What did you guys notice about my coaching style, my teaching style there?
Very vocal.
Huh?
You're getting around to everyone. Very vocal.
Very vocal. But when I instructed the drill, what was different from that series than the other ones? Yes. Everybody learns different. Okay, we are always privy, or we're always kind of like shade to how we best learn. This is where empathy plays a huge factor. I, as a coach or as a trainer, need to understand that everybody learns different. Some people are really good at audible cues. Some people need to see it. They're very visual learners. A lot of players, a lot of athletes that I work with, especially Aussies, they understand the systematic flow of it. Put a defender in front of them, they get it. The moment they get to teaching and become too mechanical, they struggle with it. As I'm going through this, I'm trying to figure out what makes the group tick. And for me, I have a general basis of like anywhere between 70 and 80%. If 70, 80% of the group gets it, we can move on to the next series. If they don't, then we have to spend a little bit more time. But that is good pickup. Good, who said that? Good pickup. What did you guys notice about the contact that they were creating? We talked a little bit about it with Lawley.
I think when the offensive player creates that space, the defensive player loses a bit of their shape.
Yep.
So it makes it easy for the offensive player to make a decision. But I don't know what the instruction would be to get back for that defensive player to be in shape again, because every time they sort of balance.
Yeah. Core strength, commitment. A lot of times athletes don't commit on defense, too afraid to either get hurt or get embarrassed. Yes?
So can the defender hold his ground?
Yep.
Like, he shouldn't get knocked back, right? If he doesn't get knocked back, then it's fine, right? I mean,
they should. They're learning how to hold their ground better, right? They're learning how to use their body to put them into space. Are you American?
Yeah.
I knew it. Oh, let's go. Where are you from?
Michigan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Goodness gracious. Glad you live here now. No wonder. Did somebody else pick out the fact that they had no idea, most of them, had no idea what they were doing with the step throw? This goes back to intent. I try to make sure that all the athletes understand that we have a purpose for the movements that we're doing. So when we bump, get our feet down, it's like a lift, fake, step throw. If I have Kieran, come on, sorry, not Kieran, Lockie, get over here, Lock. Give me the ball, fam. If I have Lockie on frame, I want this to be the same series that we worked on, where I bump, plant, go into a lift, fake, step through on the finish. You guys, as you went through that, we should have understood that, right? Have a purpose for it. If you don't know the purpose, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? That's it. Just open our voice, like open our mouth. Something for you guys, we talk about presence on the floor. Like in my gym, everyone has a presence. And like we don't teach followers, we teach people how to be leaders. And part of that is just being confident in our skin, knowing when we can open up, should open up our mouth. It takes a lot of skill, it takes a lot of practice to do that. It takes a lot of courage to do that in front of a ton of adults as well. So I want you guys, as we continue to go through it, get more confident with opening our mouth, okay? Having a little bit more presence. Deal? Deal? Good. So what we would do in a series, a normal practice series, we'd go through like 2 or 3 different finishing variations, and then we start opening up to more contact. With this group, I think they've been struggling with contact, so what we'll do is we'll make it more dynamic. So we'll pause, we'll have, hey, everybody get over here, 1, 2, you guys get there, you 2 get there. Coach, I'll take you, baby. Yes! Get a basketball, coach. Let's go. I'll get you your basketball. Let's get it. Can I have 6 coaches? Oh, I just threw it right at your feet. 6 coaches stand. Oh, just you guys are going to be cones. 1 cone here. Yeah, no, definitely. Run. 1 cone right here. 1 more coach. Yes. Let's get it, love. Thank you for your service. Yes. Right here. 3 more coaches, please. Just going to use you guys to count. 1, 2. Who's doing it? Just don't engage eye contact. Thank you. Love it. Way to put yourself in harm's way. So what we'll do with this is I'll just have the kids learn how to connect. So we'll take you guys. You guys are going to be first, or you guys step in the line. Coach, you 2 are going to be in that group. You guys are going to be here. Everybody's going to have a basketball in their hand. Everybody basketball in hand. Now we're going to be on the move and we're going to seek contact. And I want you guys to seek that contact before you run into a coach. I'm sorry, I'm not liable if they run into you. It is their fault, not mine. So as we drive, or as we dribble, I'll take it. You're going to be with me. As we dribble, you have ball in left hand. Right before we get to a coach, we're going to connect and throw each other into frame. Right before we get to coach, going to connect. Right before we get to coach, connect. And then release. You can start. I want us to start by going fast through this. What is this allowing us, coaches, to work on?
Control a ball.
Control a ball. Understanding how to initiate contact while we're at speed.
Control of your body as well.
Control of your body in what? Space. Yes, love. Let's go. Controlling our body in space. So that way we know when and where to use our move or our series. Okay? Let's do it, boys. Ready? Go! Oh, yes, Lockie. Light them up, Lockie. Yes, coach. That's a big body, coach. I love it. Coming back, boys. Let's go. Go. Yeah. Oh!
I was made strong.
Oh my goodness! That was a full-on NFL tackle.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Are you okay? Hey.
I'm so sorry.
Way to go, big body mode on him, fam. I see you. All that bump work.
Jesus, I'm so sorry.
What did we notice other than that obvious lawsuit that is going to happen out of this?
Fine.
Tried to roll with it.
What did we notice?
Some of them had a really narrow base and pump.
Yeah. So much timid, right? They're not knowing when to go. They're shortening their steps. Nobody's really demanding or taking presence of that real estate. They're still playing, like tiptoeing around it. Like, get confident, boys. You guys go into space, be the aggressor, be the first one to hit, right? You're stepping into that space, step into that line. Be the first one to hit. You can either be passive or you can be aggressive. If you want to be the more aggressive athlete on the floor, you're probably going to be the one buying the real estate. You want to be passive, you're probably just going to rent. It's okay. We can have some people leasing out there. I'll own the land. I don't mind. That's the mindset of a professional athlete. They're on the court. They think, I'm going to buy this land. I'm going to buy every single spot on that floor. I'm going to kick you out of my home. Why not be the one who does that, right? Does that make sense? Thank you, coaches. Send your chiropractor bill to Paul Langford. He'll take care of that. Okay, thank you, coach. Okay, you boys over here. 1 ball per group. 1 ball per partner. Have 2 lines. 1 line over there, 1 line here at the elbow. You're going to rotate in with this group right here with Kieran and your name again?
Ethan.
Ethan. Oh, Ethan. Okay. So from that, from me just noticing that up and back, connection is still an issue. They play super wide. They have this space in between them. They need to connect. So what we'll do is we'll work on getting downhill to finishes, but starting by magnetizing that shoulder to our athlete. So what I want us to do, watch out boys, so that way everybody can see. Kieran, I'll use you. Move over to the side so the coaches can see. Thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here in a split stance. I'm going to have my defender attached to my frame. And if athletes struggle with it, what I'll do is I'll teach them to grab the jersey of their defender, just for sake of a drill. This gives us an opportunity to eat up this space and get real connective. On this drive, I'm going to take 2 bounces. And when I take the second bounce, I'm going to bump and try to throw. Now, to put this in Aussie terminology, imagine you have your goalpost here for a 4-point, was it 6 points or 4 points? 6. And you have your 1-pointer, my bad. You have your 1-pointer? Yeah, you have your 1-pointer over here, 1-pointer over here. For this series, I want you to get 6 points, fam. Get a goal, get a touchdown. Get a touchdown with your defender's frame. Put them right through the center of the goalpost. 1, 2, and then run to a finish. For the finish that we have, I want to see side hand. Finish nice and wide with a side hand release. Got that? When one group goes, the next group goes over the top. Ready? Stay connected. Go. Boom. Good. Not bad, Kieran. Take control of the ball. Go around the drill, please. Boom. Yes. Not bad. Good bump. Bump. Don't just go into space. Bump. Not bad, jack attack. Finish off 1, though. Not bad. Getting a little bit too deep on the release. Ooh, come on, lock. Tough. I see you, big dog. Make sure we get underneath. Use that elbow. Oh, what? Going the wrong way. Go. Yes. Good bump. Not mad at it. Jack attack, I see you, big bod. Oh, team no left. Go. Pause, boys, pause. Hey, excellent job. Give yourselves a hand for that one, boys. Excellent job. What did we notice? Was that better or worse? Huh? Way better. Why?
More comfortable. It was in context as well.
It was in context.
Too comfortable, so they weren't pushing harder into it to actually derive what the actual purpose was.
Yeah.
So even though they're standing on the side, they're still going to hit and move their front foot to hit that angle so they can make that connection and then push up.
Yeah.
I know, so.
It's very, very difficult for kids. Sometimes kids have the best imagination, but they also forget to use it in a lot of settings that matter. Development, in the development case, using your imagination matters. The only contextual difference was the fact that we didn't have the ball going into a ring here. The moment we put that ball in a ring, it all makes sense for them. How can we as coaches do a better job of giving them that contextual understanding at an earlier spot of development? Like, that's something that is so important. It's so awesome. Like, how we learn how to teach different groups and how we learn how to communicate to different groups and get connected with them. Sometimes we don't have even a half court for the whole practice, right? Or a full court. So how can you operate? How can you work on mechanics that are going to help them get better? I gave you in that condensed setting an opportunity to get work in without even a ring. And if we can get them to understand, like using your teammate as a hoop, where we float the ball to them, or using them as that defender to step around them, you can open up on that and get to a fade and shoot it to your teammate. It's getting them to understand the context of what it is we're trying to develop. We're also, we call it overnight successes. There's a lot of overnight successes. You lay the groundwork for a lot of athletes, and I know as a coach it may seem daunting, it may seem like your work is all for naught. It matters, and those athletes will have an overnight success moment where they grasp the concept, it plugs in, they start feeling what it is they were trying to learn once they get into a level of comfort. This, for a lot of the athletes, they're starting to feel it. What did you notice that was negligent on these attacks? Yes?
Defense on some of them.
Defense on some of them. It was.
Some stepped into space rather than created the space.
They did. Those are valid, very valid. Something that I noticed that was a little bit different is their understanding of their launch pad. I'd say probably about 80% of them finish so deep into space. When we start with workouts, especially on finishing, we'll condense our space so that way we learn how to control our dribbles. So rather than starting back here to the three-point line where athletes have multiple dribbles and they can get to their kill spots with a little bit more ease, this is a more confrontational space where our athletes have to focus on the dribble timing, they have to focus on the steps they take, they have to understand how to condense and how to elongate, which is a major skill. As coaches, please, please, please don't fall to the trap of when you're on the three-point line, throw the dribble out and get to the hoop with as little dribbles as possible. That is one of the biggest fails in the coaching or in the player development phase for coaches. Coaches will tell athletes at a very early age, when you're here on the perimeter, be able to get to the ring in one bounce. When I have our athletes from a very young age to old age, I tell them, you better be able to get there to the ring in one bounce, but you also better be able to finish on the same side with three. When an athlete knows how to finish with one dribble to the rim from the wing and three dribbles to the ring at the same pace, that is the skilled athlete. That is an athlete who can develop. So giving you guys some context on that. And it all goes back to understanding our dribble step, understanding our flow, and our control over our own body. Now, instead of going through the middle goal post, let's get a one-pointer on the far goal post. Got it? So as you're going here to the left, I want you to bump and throw them in the one-pointer and then get to a Euro step finish. For the finish, I want an inverted finish. So when we're on the right side of the ring, we're finishing with the left hand. We're on the left side of the ring, finish right hand. Capiche? You guys got it? Let's go. Connect. Oh, didn't even hit him. Nice try. Let's go, Jack. Oh, no. Euro step. Inverted. That's a lift fake step through. Not bad, didn't hit him though. That was an underhand finish. Play better on defense there. Finish a cross frame, going back to the right. Oh, walled up defense right there. Bump. Yes. No. Okay, pause, boys. As we're driving, whose fault is it, the offensive player or the defensive player, for this failure. Who's at fault? Wow, we are really, really embarrassed, or really, really shy. Defensive player, you guys are positioning yourself in a horrible spot right now. As I said earlier, this is as much a defensive focus drill as it is an offensive focus drill. If we start back to space and we're just nervous for accepting the contact, it's really tough for offensive players to know what to do, okay? Offensive player, don't just rely on the defensive players to know what they're doing. So when you guys are going to drive, go for it, Kieran. I'm on defense, get out of here. When we're driving, you're gonna bump Euro, deal? When we're driving, try to be in the right spot. You gotta hit me. You gotta be in the right spot, but you have to direct me to the right spot. Objective on this is to do what? What's the finish? What's the finish?
Euro and then invert.
Correct. So in order to get to that Euro step, you have to push me where?
This side.
There you go. Like, we need to know that. We need to know exactly what we're trying to do, where we're putting the defender, so that way we know how to finish. Don't just aimlessly go through the drill and hope that it works. Deal? Go again, Kieran. Oh, good bump. Horrible pickup. That was absolutely disgusting, but great bump. Go, Lawley. Go again. Go. Drive. Not bad. Line was really angled wide. Go. Name again?
Aiden.
Aiden. Sorry, Aiden. Go, Aiden. Didn't even hit me. No pressure contact whatsoever. Just had your elbow up. Name again?
Tom.
Tom, let's get it, Tom. Nope, didn't even hit me. Showed with your scap. You need to hit me with your shoulder. Somebody else, let's go. Oh, yes, big dog. Oh, yes! Talk to me nice. Clap it up for him. Do it again. Why was his rep so much better? Huh? A decent bump on me. The other ones, they either showed their scap or they showed just like into space. They tried to hit in air. He took his shoulder and he connected to the athlete. And that's what it's about. It's about this magnetism right here off the first dribble. If we can get comfortable with magnetizing on the drive, we're going to be able to withstand contact while we dribble. And we're also going to be able to control our defensive player. So as you go drive. He's connected. That last dribble that he takes, he's able to create that separation and bump me wherever he wants. After I ripped you a new one over there, I love it how you fired back. A lot of it was probably pent-up anger for me putting him on blast at the earlier drill. Does that make sense, boys? Seat contact, we're going to go through that again. Let's try to rep it out, okay? Seat contact, throw that defender in the opposite space. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Bump. Euro step across frame, going back the other way. You got to be positioned a little bit more in front. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a no-no. Oh, my gosh. Go. Let's go. Don't be shy with defense. Play up. Not bad. Inverted hand finish. Play in a lead. Didn't hit him at all. Let's go. Two more. That's a step through and a horrible inverted finish. Let's go. Beautiful. Love it. Good spin move. I see you, Locke. Pause. Okay. We're going to flip it. I want you guys now to hit. Do whatever finish you want. Defense, you can guard them however you want. Let me rephrase that. Defense, you have to start on the outside of the frame, so that way the offensive player is attacking middle. Only way for offense to score is if you light his chest up. There is a red button on the inside of the sternum of that defender. If that button is not pushed, the bucket does not count. Understood? Yeah. Any finish you want. Go. Good bump. Oh, and one. Go. Good bump. Excellent job. Go. Beautiful. Yes, Kieran. Yes, Kieran. Horrible defense. What was that? Yes, Locke. Use your leverage. Use your leverage. Lift. Oh, tough. Yeah. Didn't push the button. More showed with your scap. Too much space on that, Kieran. Watch your initial drive line. Yeah. Go. Oh. Lucky team, no left hand. Holy cow. Yeah. Tough. Give me one more rep. Yeah, give me one more rep. Oh, Siffy. Not bad, Kieran. Excellent job. Give yourselves a round of applause, boys. Excellent job. That was phenomenal. Excellent job. Coaches, what did you guys notice that was different there?
Something was a lot better than the better than the Euro.
Yeah.
Because they're struggling with the Euro.
They have big time struggle.
90% of the shots went in and it was more instinctual.
Yeah. Bumps were better. Bumps are way better when they're not trying to put a square peg into a square hole. And they can just let themselves go. They don't have to think about it. There's moments that's CLA, constraint-led approach. We have TDSE, where it's technique-driven skill enhancement. That's what you guys witnessed on that initial phase. My buddy Michael Lancaster developed that training, the training philosophy, or that way of training technique. And it's phenomenal. Love it. I'm very technical with the way that I develop skill. But we have to have an element of CLA. Got to throw some constraints in there. We've got to let them experience and feel the actual action for themselves. So in moments of pause, I had no idea we'd even have to get to this space or get to that part of the drill. But in moments where they struggle, where I see my athletes struggle, I will abandon a concept. And I have no shame in doing that or saying that, neither should you. I noticed that we were taking a little bit too much time with understanding the skill. So I was going to let them feel, let them get a little bit more confidence to understand what it is we're trying to accomplish. What did I say at the beginning of it with having soft focus is I take an overarching theme. For this theme today was confrontation. So regardless of the skill that we learn that is secondary or tertiary out of the workout, like a Euro step or different types of footwork, our primary goal is to understand confrontation, how to control the basketball or seek contact. So that is always my objective. Abandoning a certain move or a skill set is easy. And you guys need to, as coaches, know when it's time to pull that ripcord or move on. Okay? Great job, boys. That was so much more simplistic or easier for you to understand, right? What was easier about it? Please, somebody be a leader in this group.
I have to think about what happened after the bump.
Yeah.
We can just do.
Was it
more instinct?
More instinctual? Yeah. Was it a fear of failure, maybe, like in not doing the right way, like the right Euro step, or getting to that skill stack perspective where you had to bump, and then you had to Euro, then you had to invert it? It was difficult, isn't it? Yeah. These are moments, or these are things as athletes, we need to be able to be so talented, so good nowadays, right? Like you guys are in an era of basketball where it's not just about, being able to dunk or being able to shoot a three really well. You have to do so many things extremely well in order to get showcased and noticed. And then from there, we can become more specialized. So you're in an era that's way more skilled. To be a better skilled athlete, we have to understand the derivation of each move. We have to understand how to seek contact, once we have contact, understand the different levels of it. A, what's our B, what's our C, how to get to D. And that's something that for us, we don't look at. As young athletes, as young men, we have attention spans of gnats. So we get one thing, I put ball in hoop, and everything else we abandon. As you guys go through your development, in your career, try to focus more on what your A is. Once you get to A, what's your B? Once you get to B, what's your C? Understood?
Yeah.
Understood?
Yeah.
You guys need water? Or are you good?
No, we're good.
Yeah, good. I know you aren't. Let's get it. Yeah. So now we're going to get to some middies or jump shots. So we'll take the same concept of us understanding how to connect or control, and then we'll get to a jumper. We'll have our same defender inside of our frame. I'll have you here. Your name again? Daniel. Sorry, Daniel. We'll have Daniel on frame. Can you rebound for me? Thank you. I'm going to drive. I can take my drive line and get into my shot whenever I want. Off 1 bounce, off 2 bounce, off 3 bounces. Okay? When I get to onto my drive, I want you guys to imagine that there is a line from elbow to the bottom block, bottom hash. When you're on that side, that line of tape runs from the elbow to the opposite block. As we drive here, it is your objective to try to stay on that line, and when you take that bump, step on the other side of the line. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if I'm on the left hand, dribbling my left hand, I'm on the left side of the tape, and when I take that final dribble, I want to step on the right side of the tape for my shot. Got that? I'm going to go through a couple reps with you, okay? Defense is going to start here. I can get to a step back whenever I want. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce. Let's go again. Go on this side. Again. Notice how my step line is. I'm getting into space. Do you see how exaggerated that line is? Do you see that? I'm really stepping in. When my foot goes in, what happens with my shoulder? And it goes in as well, right? Wherever that foot is, so will our shoulder be, okay? I want you guys to rep it out now. Let's go. Get to your partner. Get to an elbow. Let's get it. Go. Love it. Love it, lefty. Excellent job, bud. Ah, you didn't really step over the tape. Step over the tape. Oh, Locke, you said it's my turn. Good look, Locke. Oh, goodness gracious, Tank. I see you. Kieran, that was trash. Get up. Good bump, lefty. Knew I liked you. Not bad, crease separation. Good look. Interesting finish technique. Get out of the way. Oh, yes. And coach didn't even hit you. Let's get it. Go. Find that ball. Good bump. Good reach. Excellent job. Give me one more make. Yes. Beautiful job. Clap it up for him, guys. Excellent job. That's what I'm talking about. Love that. What'd you guys notice, coaches?
Stable on the step back.
Yeah.
So they're all kind of 1 foot off balance, and they start to get confident back into the stable.
Yeah. The one little indicator that I gave them of that tape line going from elbow to block made them confident on that line. And that's one of my biggest helpers. I'll literally take a piece of tape on my court at home, and I'll put it from the elbow to the block. And anybody that struggles with understanding how to create contact, we do just that. You have to walk on the tape line. When you go to shoot, you have to make sure that your foot steps on the other side of the tape. And that is brilliant. It works absolute magic for our athletes in understanding how to step into space. Because whatever their foot is, their shoulder will be there, their hip will be there. They're getting more confident. They might lose the ball a couple times, but they're understanding how to get a lot more out of their body. What else do we notice? Am I dormant throughout a workout? Am I stoic? Do I have my mouth shut most of the time? No. What am I giving?
Instructions and feedback.
Feedback. Not necessarily always positive. There's a little bit of comedic relief, but we believe in a 3-to-1 ratio. So I'll give 3 positive affirmations, verbal affirmations, and then 1 neg. Just 1 honest neg, just right in the gut. One little jab in there. But I use, like, all of us, we can figure out, like, our training style. There's Brian Gorgian, amazing human, a coach that I respect more than a lot of coaches. He was at my coaching clinic in Sydney a couple weeks back. And him and I are not polar opposites in the way that we approach the game, or the way that we teach the game. But there's different coaching styles that work. I've found a lot of success in being a little bit more of a authentic, comedic relief type coach, to be honest and allow players to feel that empathy and feel like they belong on the floor with me. So it's something that works really well for me, even from the NBA perspective and downward, or NBA level and downward. For you guys, figure out what it is that works best for you, but understand there's a good ratio or good balance of 3 to 1 with positive reinforcement and then 1 constructive criticism. Yes?
Does 3 to 1 works for boys and girls or only boys?
Ooh, very, very valid. With girls, yep.
Like I just did 12 girls and I was harder. So.
Let me ask this question. What's the low-level age here for coach? Anybody have any 7-year-olds? 7-year-olds. Woo! God bless you. You are doing the Lord's work. I appreciate you. Anybody go under 7, or is it more like 8, 9? So even at 8, you're dealing with a lot more babysitting. You're dealing a lot more like make them enjoy the game. Make them fall in love with it. The concepts of what we're teaching, this is going to fall more so in the little bit more like preteen, teenager development. If you're speaking with girls, this is a very valid question. My ratio usually goes up, like maybe 4 to 1. Not a lot, because I don't believe in like catering or coddling, but my ratio will go up 1 or 2, especially in that like preteen phase. I have a daughter as well, and the difference between parenting styles of my wife and I for our daughter versus our sons, it matters. So, valid question.
I've got a question. So I coach 9 and 10-year-olds, and it seems, I've got a few who are quite, it seems that any time the offensive player initiates contact, we're getting done for charges.
Yeah.
Any suggestions as to how to nuance that?
Magnetize. So a lot of times, like what you'll witness when we start, when athletes throw themselves into an opponent, that's what the ref sees. If you start connected, if you start magnetized, refs don't see the pressure contact that is created. They might see the residual of it, but they don't see what leads to it. When an athlete throws their body into an opponent, the ref sees that, the ref calls that. So that is usually one of the biggest like tickers for athletes to get called for fouls, is offensive fouls. You're throwing your body into the opponent rather than connecting to the opponent. Capiche? Let's get it. Good question. Boys, does that all make sense? Yeah. When we get into contact, it's really, really important to understand how to connect. So as you guys go into your series, if you guys go into your leagues, your team, if you want to have a little bit better or firmer understanding of yourself on the floor and how to occupy real estate, know your drive lines, know how to connect to an opponent, know how to create that little bit of contact or a little bit of magnetism so you can direct your opponent wherever they want. What was your takeaway for today? What did you learn?
Create contact.
Create contact. How?
Lowering your gravity, center of gravity.
Yeah, I love that. Using leverage, right? What else?
Bump upwards.
Bump upwards. That's how we establish leverage. Perfect.
Using contact to create space.
Using contact to create space.
Yeah, using contact, really.
Do you have a single word? I just called you right there on the spot. You just said exactly. Never mind. You're done.
Like bumping and then like getting into a shot.
Yeah. Well done. Yeah, I was really dug deep for that one. What did we suck at today?
Incorporating like footwork after bumping.
Yep.
Yeah, the Euro.
Huh? What happened? Who said it?
The Euro step.
The Euro step was a struggle, especially with not in the basket. Or even at the basket. You're right. Euro step sucked. What else? That's good, actually. What are 2 things we did great?
Learning from our mistakes.
Learning from your mistakes. accepting criticism, I would say, for you as well. Excellent job.
Incorporating what we were told.
Incorporating what we were told. And as far as the bump is concerned, I was very, very proud of how you guys took it from Lord knows what is going on to like actually like, hey, I can actually add this to who I am. I love that. And that's part of like development for you guys, eye contact. When you guys are developing, every training session, every practice is an opportunity for you guys to pick up a shard of glass off the ground or a mirror off the ground, put it up onto the wall in your room. And at the end of every practice, you're going to start compiling different shards of mirror. By the end of a season, you'll start seeing more of the basketball player that you are. You look at the Josh Giddeys, Zach LaVines, Klay Thompsons, the guys that we work with, every single one of them knows their identity. They know who they are when they look in the mirror. It doesn't just happen overnight. You're not just blessed with being able to have a complete mirror in front of you. You have opportunities to learn and understand who you are. So take each challenge, take each day that you train as an opportunity for you to pick up a shard of the mirror off the ground, place it up the wall and be like, yo, I'm Lawley and that's who I am. This is what I get to every time. There's nobody there, fam. I'm just talking to you. This is what I can get to every time. That bump, yeah, give me that piece. I'm going to put it up on the wall. This is who I am. This is going to be part of my bag. So it's very, very important. Another thing that is really helpful in establishing who we are is when we look in the mirror, we do just that with all of our athletes. What did we learn at the end of a workout? We write it down. What's one thing that we sucked at? We write that down. Be real and honest with yourself on what that one thing is. And what are multiple things we did great? We always let the great things or the good things outweigh the negative things, the things we sucked at. So that way we can be net positive on the day. If we can compile a journal or the notes section in our phone on the things and items that we learned on a weekly basis with the one thing that we sucked at and the multiple things we did great, we're now net positive on the day. We have an objective. We have a plan on what we need to work on and develop. And we are compiling a database of intel that create the player that we are. Does that make sense? So I'm going to challenge you guys, because you got in the gym with me today, to do just that. When we break and everybody claps up for your guys' performance, go back to your phones, write down what we learned, what's one thing we sucked at as individuals or a group, and multiple things you did great at. Got that? Excellent job. Clap it up for them, parents, coaches. Thank you, boys. I respect it. Thank you guys so much. Sorry we couldn't get into more of a workout. Excellent job. Yeah. Excellent job. And that's, I'm pretty sure you guys could all hear, we do that after every workout. We'll have a takeaway. What did we learn? Multiple things, one thing, whatever it is. What's one thing that we sucked at so we can be real about our performance, and multiple things we did great. This allows us to bridge the gap between coaching and seeing kids as a whole group to the individual development of each athlete. And that's one of the toughest things as a coach. It's the one thing why I can't stand being a coach myself, and I would consider myself more of a trainer. You guys have a very, very tough job. And it's infinitely more tough when you know that your athletes, some of them, a majority of them, will not be professionals. They will not play next year. They will not play in a couple of years. So the intent, the level of professionalism, it's not all there through 100% of the athletes. I get a little bit more of an ease to it because the athletes that come to me are extremely serious. All of them are serious. Not saying your athletes aren't, but all of them get paid to play. They have a different level of output because they know that they're going to be getting something in return from it. So I respect what you guys are doing with them. So important to connect with them in some facet. Get them to buy in to individualized development amongst the team setting. Before we depart, are there any questions you guys might have? Any other questions? I'll answer a couple for you guys. Yes?
How do you balance, like, you talked about CLA versus TDS and stuff. How do you balance in your workouts? Like, I see some coaches saying on air is a total waste of time, and the coach is doing, like, the opposite. Everything's very detailed. Like, how do you, is it a ratio or it depends?
It just depends. It depends on the athlete, to be honest. Are you American too?
Yeah.
Let's go. Where are you from? Michigan? California. What part? PA, I see you. I'm from Stockton.
Yeah,
My wife's from Livermore.
Played some games over there.
Oh, yeah. Not too much. Glockton, California. Pa, 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 pa. Salt of the earth down there. No, to answer your question, sorry. You're going on a major tangent right there. I'm a firm believer that it takes understanding of skill to be able to teach skill. So developing an athlete's understanding for how to get to a drop step, how to do certain things on air to gain confidence, so that way they have a better understanding of how to be more efficient in a live setting is so necessary. The coaches or trainers that say abandon one because their methods are infinitely better, they are just grasping at air. They're grasping at straws because there are no studies that are basketball specific. As much as certain trainers are pulling on studies, they have nothing to do with basketball development and how you garner information or intel from basketball, which is so unique, such a unique sport. There needs to be a firm balance between what we do from a static perspective, how we develop our athletes to teach the game for themselves without a defender there present, so that way they can get into a scenario where they are becoming more efficient in that live setting. But I always have CLA in every workout. I'll have an element of TDSE where we're focusing on a skill like repetitions, quantitative shooting, which some coaches believe far from it. Quantitative shooting is very important. Nope, there's a lot of trainers that don't. I know, very. Quantitative shooting, and then we'll also do read and react with audible cues. So rather than CLA with the defender, we do a lot of audible cues, CLA, where they have to place imagination, more imaginative training. Great question, Palo Alto. Let's go, Pally.
Can I just ask, if I've got a really, really strong player, stronger than the rest of the team in defense and physically strong, and I find that she's always getting fouled off, and she's like hurts them. She doesn't mean to, she just doesn't know her strength. She's my daughter.
Oh, let's get it.
And she gets upset with me because I'm like, telling her to calm down, but I don't want her to lose what she's doing because it's great, but I just want her to not hurt them, I guess.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
You see it in the game a lot.
In the States, if we have an athlete that's hyper-developed or extremely physical, we'll have them play up 2 years. And I know it's different here, so you don't have that like freedom. It's a wild, wild west in America as far as our development for our athletes. So that's an easy scapegoat for us. That's tough because you want to nurture that. You do not want to let her have any pause with using that physicality because it's such a strong asset. Dang.
Good luck with that.
Practice. Make sure she's understanding how to practice with older athletes. So even though she can't play in the games with younger athletes or with older athletes, practice with older ones so that she can feel it from a defensive perspective, utilize her strengths from an offensive perspective, and it just gives her an outlet for what you want to reinforce.
Okay, thank you.
Yes?
If you have like one player that's like stronger, not like physically, but like in terms
skill,
then all the other players, how do you like balance it out?
In a training session?
In games and training.
The question was, if you have an athlete who's much further developed from a skill perspective, how do you balance that out in games or in practice? Great ways to pair them up with a lesser athlete to get them to understand skill. It also allows, you're in this training development or training space where a lot of the younger athletes or lesser developed athletes can see what a role model looks like. Part of a great development equation is role models plus higher education plus resources will equal success. For us, that's our culture equation in the States. So we always have our role models. That would be considered a role model athlete. We always have our resources. You guys have fine establishment, like when we get a facility, or your coaches would be basketballs, all these resources. And then our higher education, being able to nurture those athletes with proper development from a means of making sure that that athlete stays the course, doesn't get too bored. You want to make sure that you try to pair them up with somebody of like skill. If it's a far jump with it, it might be time for that individual to find a bigger pond or to find a new place to play. As much as that might be hard on you, if I'm thinking from a development of an athlete and I have a vast jump from like a gold level athlete on a bronze level team, I have to cut ties. I have to swallow my pride and say, you need to go somewhere else. Do not be here. It's not going to develop. Usually we'll stick with like one level up. I'll have 1 or 2 silver level athletes on our bronze level team. So that way those athletes can see that role model. They can challenge themselves, and it's a cohesive environment. Great question. Thank you guys. One more.
Let's say I go into a workout and I have like a structured plan. I'm going to spend a certain amount of time on finishing, a certain amount of time ball handling. Let's say the athlete sort of gets stuck in one position where it's like they haven't grasped the skill yet. I need to spend a little bit longer on that. When exactly do you reckon I should pull the plug on it, or if I should I maybe cut a little bit off the rest of the workout?
Yeah. Once again, don't lose sight of your objective for the workout. If you have the objective of, hey, we're going to use our primary asset is to work on shuffle or work on whatever offense you need to get through, and then your secondary is finishing, your tertiary is ball handling, don't allow ball handling to monopolize the time of your secondary and your primary. So understanding what your goal is or your objective is for the day, the workout, never allow that to take less than 50% of the time of the workout. So you can always cut a secondary and a tertiary if you want to need a little bit of extra time. But typically a rule of thumb, if I'm working or going through a session, I'll spend up to 40% on a secondary, and then the rest of the time is going to be on a primary skill. Thank you guys so much for your time. I know we didn't get through an entire workout, but I just wanted to give you guys a progressive foundation of what we would do in creating contact. And confrontation, what you guys just witnessed, is something that you guys can be doing every single day to really help develop an understanding of how to use that body. But thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.